address that, you know.
We'll look at the situation.
Where do I send the invoices for repair?
So,
I guess send the invoice to the township.
What's that email address?
I have no idea.
Or give me an address, give me some kind of contact person and a name.
I'd also just like to say, for the record, that I met with the two additional property owners today, a follow-up conversation with them today. And due to a number of circumstances, utility conflicts and some apprehension from those other property owners, I don't believe that new option is viable.
So we'll have to
I think it would be best for a meeting to be scheduled with Mr. Tehran and with Christine and her husband Joe here at the township building to talk about what the best solution is.
Okay.
We had offered for you to come down through our yard. We had offered for you to come down through our yard.
And that may very well be the ultimate solution.
He's exploring all options that he's doing.
I understand that.
Like I had said to you last week, we had maybe a third option that we were looking at, and it doesn't seem like that's
If no one's
maybe
agreeing to
viable.
it, then you can't dig up their yards.
So I think that brings us back to where we were before, which will then require a conversation with
Okay.
you folks and your neighbor.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right, who's next?
Barbara Stover.
Thank you. In addition to what's already been said about, Barbara Stover, 135 Via Reggio Way, Tuscany Estates. In addition to what has already been questioned about number 14 house, I just wanted to ask and to clarify, are they being asked to take the house down, or are they being allowed to repair it?
I think what you cited him, what Tammy cited for is having a house that's in disrepair. And all the district justice can do at that point in time is find that person. The district justice can't take it down. He doesn't have that authority.
Okay.
But we have to go this step first to get him found guilty. And if you find guilty, then we have the other option to take.
But I may be mistaken, but I think it was determined last year that house needed to come down.
I don't.
And it was supposed.
Representative Miranda, they go through the agreement, did say in a meeting that they would tear it.
So that would mean that we would have to have that house there until a closing takes
Whenever
place.
that
What I
happens.
think you're referring to is there was a time where Harold has stated that it could be deemed
Unsafe.
And I think that's what she's probably referring to at that time. Harold had said it could be deemed unsafe.
Did you ever study the house being safe at all?
Our office is not, no.
So we'd have, for us to tear it down, like I've been in a couple other townships, boroughs, we'd have to have an engineer go and say it's unsafe, we then have to go through the process. And I think before we talked about this with MCS, not with Tammy. But maybe what we should do is look at possibly, if you want to authorize TJ to go ahead and view the house and see if it's, but then we'd have to have,
Takes forever.
well, no, just think
The
of
best
it.
goes Miranda to buy the property, they'll tear it down to its property. They won't go through all this bureaucracy that we have to go through.
Well, again, it's just going to be sitting there unsafe for that amount of time.
Agree. But we can file a citation, and if we got, that doesn't get him off the thing, we'll do the citation, 7 days in each citation, go from there. Okay?
So
I understand it's been there since I've been here, not first time.
Right, and I think the last time he was supposed to have the wires taken down, and that was never done, so.
Yeah, if you have a chance, tomorrow's a bad day for me, but if you have a chance to give me a call Friday, and see what we can do. Okay? And if you want, you can give me a call Friday, like in the afternoon. All right?
All right.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
that's right.
People talking. Ma'am, please don't video me.
I'm not.
Thank you. My federal position doesn't allow it.
Okay.
I'm here in Borregio to give you guys another option. the Pennsylvania Code for municipalities allows you to identify through your engineer the problems associated with custody estates. The house, the pool, the clubhouse, the roads, go on and on and on. It doesn't require legal action, it doesn't require code. In fact, the municipal code of the state of Pennsylvania allows you to identify the problems, draft a letter, send it to Quaker Engineering, give them 30 days to submit a plan to you for correction. And then if they don't correct and or do not submit a plan, you have the authority to hire a third party, correct a plan, and then bill them. It doesn't require legal action, doesn't require a judge involved, it doesn't require a lot of administrative issues. And in order to do this, and I think it's appropriate that the agreement that you quoted between Quaker Engineering and Miranda should be tabled. What will happen, as currently written, is that Miranda and Quaker will get together. Miranda will buy the property, Quaker will take the money and run. There's no document in the agreement that I've been told, I have not seen the agreement, that makes them correct the problems associated with custody estates. He can take the money. I think his cousin or his brother lives in Knoxville. I grew up in Knoxville, so
Grew up in where?
in Knoxville, Tennessee. Don't worry, I've been here since '89. So I think if you read the municipal code,
Which section of the code are you talking about?
I didn't bring it with me, I'm sorry it's in there. It allows you to identify the shortcomings of a contractor. If there's a bond involved, remove the bond from his control, hire a third party, correct the deficiencies, and then and only then move ahead with the sale to Miranda. Because as it stands now, he will take the money and leave, and the taxpayers of custody estates will be left holding the bag.
Well, there's provisions in the agreement that provide protection to the taxpayers and also to the residents of custody estates.
Once again, you know, you, the township borough, is not gonna go reach it far and wide looking for that guy.
No, but there is, first of all, getting the bond is one issue. Second issue is the agreement does provide protection if it goes through. It may not go through the agreement.
Yeah, but I've been here since 2015, and the problems just pile and pile and pile and pile.
Well, we're trying to get it resolved, and we came up with this agreement. And hopefully it goes through, and hopefully it protects the residents. But again, we've been in contact with your attorney, Lisa Burkhardt, and she's quite aware of everything going on.
Okay.
Okay?
So where do the taxpayers of custody estates turn if the sale goes through and the corrective action is not made? To me, if you stop the sale, you have him, send him a letter, you've got 60 days to correct the following areas. If you don't, the bond is taken away and you can billed for any.
I understand. I disagree, but I think you need to talk to your attorney about what's going on.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Kevin Dare.
Good evening, Kevin Dare, 6187 Rock 88, Finleyville, PA. Mine's a simpler issue. I have two issues, but simpler than the last two in part. What is the reason why the township does not take its meetings?
Hey, guys, he's trying to speak.
And live stream the meetings for the people who can't make it here to the meetings? Is there anyone who wants to address that?
It's pretty common.
What's that?
What's the name of the town that doesn't allow?
You can pull it up, stand up straight if you want. It all depends upon different municipalities handle it differently. I know South Surbane Lives, they have their own, they don't do Facebook, but they have some type of electronic device that videotapes it, they put it on their website. But some places don't do it. It all depends upon the discretion of the township and the borough.
Most places in today's day and age, with the Facebook, with all the social media outlets, they are doing it. They are putting it out there for the residents to be transparent so that these issues can get out to everybody and that whether they can come to the meeting or not.
I'm just trying to think of places I represent. I don't know of anyone that does their videos on Facebook.
Well, that may be places you represent.
About 40 of them.
Well,
Four counties.
that may be, but the equipment is here. The equipment was purchased. It was bought. The live streaming went on for years. And then all of a sudden, in October of 22, it stopped. So it doesn't take much to help your residents out and the taxpayer out. To go ahead and set that up in the back of the room. Takes about 5 seconds. I see you guys are talking about putting another full-time person on. Maybe that should be their first job. John, I mean, you addressed this on social media, that we should be live streaming our meetings.
As a matter of fact, I think Peters Creek Sanitary does like 4 times more customers than we have residents. Is any live streaming meetings at Peters Creek Sanitary, John? No, they're recording. They don't live stream.
When you say record audio, tape, video.
So we don't.
One second. So you audio tape our meetings here, don't we?
No, that's not correct.
We don't use one of those digital recorders?
Absolutely not.
They got these on a digital recorder?
I have one now.
Yeah, we are.
How long have you been using that?
This one is new. We had another one.
So you've been recording the meetings.
Let me ask you a question. You have those digital recorders. I used to remember the old days, we had those mini cassettes and all that. When you have that, are you able to download that somehow, or?
It goes on, you can put it on a computer.
Our ordinance that was on the entire board said that they are part of the meeting minutes until the meeting minutes are approved and then it's.
Then get rid of it. Yeah, that's
That's
what
the
it
best
says.
suggestion at the time.
Okay, so is any board members interested in live streaming or putting that out to our residents for transparency's sake?
Doesn't
Anybody have
matter
any
to me
opinions?
Whether we do, I don't care, I have no feelings about either way.
I believe even at one time, a Facebook live stream was used against the townships in a lawsuit with Peters Creek Sanitary Judge Lucas's courtroom, so there are drawbacks to having that as well.
They will do.
No, they don't. No, they don't. They do not. South Park does not.
But it would have benefited you to have a live stream to go back on and see that meeting, correct? The next thing is, Dennis, did we find anything
I
out
did
about?
find it. I did find it. I'll get it to you. I will have something to you in the mailbox.
Great.
Okay?
That's the right to know that was filed
That's
on
back in 2024.
July 1st of 2024.
Something like that. All right?
Okay, you guys do, you do owe me documents. Are you saying that?
I'm saying, send you correspondence, say what in response to you.
Is it the documents that you
I
owe
just- I
me?
just looked at it today. I mean, I'll look at it and get to you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mike Dorn at 4042 Finley Lima Road. Just to touch on that for a
Hey,
second.
guys, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep on back talking. Go ahead, Mr. Martin.
Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, just to touch on that a little bit with the whole Facebook, because I saw you mumbling when we left, when the video stopped on Facebook.
So when everybody left.
Yeah, and I was actually up here the day where there was over, I don't know, what, they have 700 people on the township Facebook page, where you were supposed to come up with Terry and sign them over so you can be the admin to that site, and you just didn't show up.
No.
So
that's
anyway,
not
I'm gonna
true.
go
I was
back.
asked to be, but I did not want to own a Facebook page of the township,
Yeah,
of which
so-
I sent an email saying that I don't feel that I have a right to because I had no board members to make a vote to make me that. So let's be clear, it takes 3 board members, a quorum,
Not
to
to-
make a
not to be
decision, and I
admin
couldn't make
on a
that decision
Facebook
for
page.
myself to own the township's
All
Facebook
right,
page.
all right, all right.
So let's be
Come on.
clear, when
Yeah,
you
let's
left.
be clear, when we
When you
left,
left.
yes,
When
there
you
was
guys
many
all
reasons
left.
why we left, and you're
Oh.
a big part of it, let me tell you
Yeah.
that.
All
All right, second, sorry. Everybody's time's valuable. And now, let me ask you guys, when did you get your packets?
Huh?
Today.
No, they had a virtual packet days ago, Friday, I think.
How much,
They
okay.
got a Dropbox. So, yeah.
So here's what I've
Supervisors
observed.
that decided.
For somebody to print it
No,
out for, but they
Mr.
did
Barr,
it.
what they're doing is what we do in other townships. I guess, I got a Dropbox on Friday. Basically, the Dropbox has all your documents on it. So what you do is, I I have someone in the office download it and print that out.
So my point is, we're down to 1 meeting a month. Your time's valuable and probably expensive.
Not as expensive as yours.
Everybody's
Not as
there.
expensive as yours.
So now, every agenda item is like the first time you guys see it. And it's a 25-minute discussion on everything, and these meetings taking until 8, 9 o'clock. I can't stay all night and videotape this, and nor do I want to, because it's brutally painful to sit through 25 minutes of a discussion item that is like,
Well,
it should go through.
So some
So
people,
that's
some
all I
people
got. Thank you.
complain that we don't say enough for them to know what's going on. Some people say that we go on too long. It's a fine line to give the information to the people. At one point, it's not transparent, on the other point, it's we talk too long. I don't know, we're working out the happy medium.
okay, that's it.
That's it. Okay. Vacancies, we have some vacancies on the Board of Auditors, if anybody's interested. Approval of meeting minutes, April 23rd. It was tabled the last time. I'm gonna make a motion to approve the April 23rd meeting minutes. Any seconds on that? All in favor? Aye. May 28th meeting minutes, I'm gonna make a motion to table those. I had some issues with them that I reviewed with the secretary that, I'd like to see some changes in. I'm gonna make a motion to table that. for the meeting minutes.
I'll make the motion. I made the
I
motion.
made the motion, you want a second? Okay, all in favor of table? Aye. Police reports, I don't think the officer's here tonight. Fire department
There's
report,
secret
in your
info on
packet. Engineer report. TJ.
Yep.
Collins Center engineer report.
Sure, just a few. Just wanted to pass along, I think Janice said this in an email, but we did receive our full reimbursement to El Rama Park Phase 2, so we applied for that probably a month ago or so, and that's been fully reimbursed to the township, so we spent all of our grant money for Phase 2, which is good news. I wanted to pass along that the public comment period, 30-day public comment period for the Mingo Circle Act 537 Plan Special Study is going on right now. Started June 15th, it'll end July 15th. So if you have any questions or comments on that document, it's here at the Township Building if you want to review it. You can provide your questions, your comments, and they'll be addressed as part of that finalization of that draft plan. Let's see here. So I passed out before the meeting to each of the supervisors our monthly MS4 progress report. Banks and Engineers is taking care of all of the yearly requirements before the June 30th deadline, so that's taken care of. If anybody has any questions or comments about our township-wide MS4 stormwater program, there's a form on the website to fill out if you have any questions about what's going on.
Is the proposed ordinance also online for them to review?
I believe it is. Yep, we can have Janice confirm that, but I believe that it is. Couple other things here. Veterans Park, we formally closed out the permit for Veterans Park. We submitted the application and the Conservation District approved it, so our construction work at the park is formally done and the permit's closed out, so that's completed.
Can we get another grant for that park?
We'd have to talk about that with the redevelopment authority, but yeah, my understanding is block development money.
It's for ADA.
Yeah.
Compliance for the playground or whatever.
For more sidewalks, yeah. Yep. So I can follow up with Gary Cox over there, but we'll have to have that discussion with them at some point. We're working on the City Road bridge replacement project. I have a detailed set of design scope items on there for the board to review. We'll have to submit a permit application for that bridge replacement, so that's a project that this office is working on. We took care of a number of other things and now we're on to the bridge replacement.
When do you think the design will be complete?
Couple of weeks, maybe. Couple of weeks. It's on my desk to work on now, so.
Out the bid September-ish?
Yeah, as soon as we get our permit, that's the only on there. Make our permit application in a couple of weeks, maybe a month or so at the very latest for that. And then we'll get the permit and go to bids.
Thank you.
So, yep.
TJ, you asked, Beach Creek to verify weight limits with the bridge.
I did, yeah.
Eric is supposed to ask you to LSSC.
Yep. I sent him an update before his meeting on Monday and asked him, yeah, exactly, just to verify their anticipated vehicles and how heavy they would be, make sure they're not in excess of 45 tons. Our office also updated that list of projects that Public Works is working on, so those updates are included in the engineer's report this time, along with the MSP updates. So, are there any questions at this point from the Board of Supervisors or from the public?
I talked to the builder of Stonebridge today, Bridge by Giant Eagle. There was a paper snafu, I believe it's corrected. They have no restriction or as far as signing any documents we need. I did talk to Grant, your office. That's the name that the wife of the builder told me that they have original discussion, so that seemed to be in progress.
Okay, one of the things, I sent you guys a edit for that issue
For what?
about the bridge.
There was nothing going on, and I called them, as I told you I would, and they hadn't received the paperwork. About 10 this afternoon, Janice, I said send whatever to her, she'll send it to the builder, and it should be done.
So we need, as part of that deed of dedication, we need to have some type of drawing, some type of description for that, if we need to take the bridge over,
But we also had an email from the realtor
okay?
for that area. In fact, I talked to TJ. I think last Thursday, there were some people crawling underneath the bridge, over the bridge, all that. The one guy had a suit on, everybody else didn't. They were underneath it, and we had a brief conversation. I assumed it was the real estate company that owns it, but I don't know.
It was your state representative, Andrew, too.
No, it wasn't tall enough for him.
It was there.
Well, if he was, he came with the realtor, but I know Andrew, I've met him. numerous times.
But cause he called me and said he was underneath the.
Maybe he was a guy underneath the bridge.
He might have
they were
been the guy over
talking
there.
to. Yeah, okay. But anyhow, that's it, Dennis.
All right, just want to mention, I sent you guys some documents this afternoon about a policy and everything else. Since we have some developments going to go through, we want to make sure that when we start doing things that we're covered, rather than be proactive than reactive. So if you have a chance to take a look at the policy, the documents attached with the warranties and everything else, we're drafting that same type of policy that other different municipalities, protected municipalities.
Good idea.
So take a look at that, and maybe if it's okay, put that on the agenda for next meeting. And TJ, I think I sent you a copy also.
I did receive it, yeah.
So we're gonna, South Chabane's adopted, Canton's adopting it, so we're gonna do that same thing everywhere. Okay?
Just one other point to make. I had a conversation with Ken Puglisi earlier this week about Pennsylvania American Water Companies on different projects that they have going on within the township. And as we know, per our construction details, they're required to come back through after their work is done, if they're within the roadway, and repave, mill and overlay the road surfaces. There's a couple of roads, Beverly Road being one. They opened that earlier this year and just did trench restoration. They still owe us full width paving restoration. Patterson Road's going on right now, I believe. That's another one that will require restoration. And there's a couple others. I think Ken mentioned Gilmore Road, which was a project that was done maybe a couple of years back. And similarly, the trench was repaired, but not, the road wasn't milled and overlaid. So I think it's important, whether it's the township manager or our office, somebody should stay on that and keep up with the water company and make sure that they are following through with the mill and overlay that they owe us after the water line projects are done, just like they did in El Ramo last fall. So let me know if you want Bankson to be involved with keeping in communication with them, or if Janice will handle that.
You asked for public questions. I had a question. Is there an engineer report for Tuscany Estates?
Engineer report?
Right, as to what is needed, the roads, the drainage pond, things of that nature?
There is.
Okay, good.
I think you're asking about, in 2024, I believe it was, our office prepared I call it a punch list
Okay,
of items, infrastructure items that are required to
It's
be
in that
completed.
tri-party agreement that
Okay.
Mr. Mako discussed.
So yes, we did review the development and check sidewalks and roads and storm sewers and so forth, so yes,
Costs
it was a punch list.
associated with the
Moving on.
repair.
thank you.
Okay, zoning and code reports, anything to report, Tammy?
No, as our report shows, the couple properties we have filed at the magistrate waiting for a hearing date. Others we have hearing dates.
Ms. Dupree, if I could just make one request, since Ms. Stover, is it?
Yes.
And Ms. Connie, I couldn't remember the last name. If you could, I'm sorry,
He always calls you Connie at the
Connie.
planning commission meeting.
If you can, when we, any communications that goes, with Mr. Kloss and whatever that guy's name is, if you could copy them on that also, so they're aware of it, so they, with the hearing, and if there's a hearing scheduled, it would be prudent for you guys to show up for that hearing also,
Oh, absolutely.
okay?
Thank you.
So I'm just saying, Tammy, whenever you get something, a hearing, I know I'm gonna go to it, just make sure they're in the loop of all communications. And, Ms. Dover, Connie,
Yes.
does she have your email address?
I will make sure she
I
has.
definitely have
You have
comments.
mine.
Whoever you have, just make sure that they're notified.
Thank you.
Moving on, administrative reports, they're on the packet. Public works report, your packet. Okay. New business. Discuss the purchase of crosswalk signs at Indian Creek Presbyterian Church. I thought we had discussed this at the last one.
It was a discussion item. The next steps after last month were that we were gonna get quotes on installing 4 signs out there. Ken Puglisi reached out to, I'm not sure who he reached out to. Ken handled it. He sent me a text message about the quotes. Apparently the signs with the pole are $75 a piece. So 4 signs were not gonna exceed $500 with this. But I asked for this agenda item since it was unresolved as a discussion item after the last meeting. I think what needs to be talked about is whether Union Township pays for those signs and puts them in, or whether we ask the church to pay for those signs and put them in. Obviously, the church has made the request. We need to talk about who's gonna pay for the signs.
You said my only concern was not for the church, but for every other request that we get following forward, that we have St. James Chapel and Stone Church, we have, and not just churches, maybe question of class at once meeting, or we're setting precedent that we do any kind of traffic control.
Why we,
When you turn off the 88 on the Stone Church Road, the church's parking lot, they have to cross over, and it's dangerous.
Mango Church.
I'm sorry, Mango Church, I haven't Mango Church. It's dangerous for them to get to the parking lot without the crosswalk.
so does that precedent for us to fix it there? I think prove it.
Well, as a kind gesture, the township authorized Bankston to fill out the
Yeah, we
crosswalk
did that
form.
part.
We filled the form out for them, we sent it in, PennDOT reviewed it, said, we're gonna permit you to install signs, but we're not gonna permit you to install a raised crossing or striping or anything to that effect. So PennDOT gave us their opinion on what could be put in, and now we're to the point where we're talking about who's gonna pay for the signs, whether that's the church or whether that's the town.
As of now, the township's paid for TJ's time and Diana's time.
So we paid all that.
We paid for that, now we're down to the signs.
$300.
Another five, or probably five.
So the church won't pay for the signs or what?
Well, they're making requests.
The church is asking, I think the church wants to
Have they done
know,
that in writing or what?
yeah, the pastor for the church has asked me,
He's done that
to
in
talk
writing
about
to
it
you?
before. Yes, he's emailed.
And the board has copies of the emails?
I don't know if you have a copy of his specific request, but he's asking for some feedback from the township as to what's gonna happen
I
next.
think it's a precedent, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I can reply to him and let him know that
You can tell the faces.
our
I
workforce
mean,
will
it's not
install
like we're
it.
gonna charge them for the roads through time to install one, but.
They make
We're
it
gonna
sign.
charge them.
Who's this pastor?
The state's making us do it.
Oh, the township would have to, be installed.
Yeah, well, that's it, once we put the signs in, we're gonna have to replace them if they get taken down, that's all we were given, right?
Oh.
Once we put them in, whether they pay for them or not, forever, we'll have to replace them as they come down.
I don't know, I never had a situation where the church has asked us to.
I don't know, I was new to it.
Question, I've never seen that.
And so this board did vote to have PJ do this survey and the study or whatever, and Diana filled out the forms and so forth, but now we're down to installing and buying the signs. And maybe we can come up with some sort of hybrid where they buy the. It's been that way forever.
Yes.
I don't know.
Churches and every day.
And then we come up with a hard, hybrid. That's what I just said.
So is that
They
something?
cover the hard costs and we
Is that
cover the
your
soft
motion?
costs.
Sounds like a good motion.
Why
did you do it?
motion that they buy the signs, we'll put the signs up.
That's a shame.
I'll second that motion.
I couldn't even imagine asking the township.
You made him pay to put him into it.
So we have a first and a second, roll call.
It's already been
It's
said.
already been second. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
All right, I'll notify the church.
Send us an email with
I know that, you know, we have to be the ones, they can't, by law, they can't install the signs themselves, it's just whether or not we can charge them. Approval of stormwater ordinance revisions. We just conducted a hearing prior to this meeting.
And we have a comment coming up in the next 30 days.
Yeah,
So you should make a motion to table this till.
so the July meeting.
I make a motion to table in July, awaiting the 30-day public comment. Just one second, all in favor? Authorize Bankston Engineer Inc. to survey and design the Pleasant Street Park Street Bank Restoration Project.
Okay, so this is Jason Street Park, Pleasant Street Park. Union Township applied for and received I believe it's $190,000, roughly, somewhere in that vicinity. $190,000 grant money through DEP's Growing Greener grant program to conduct a stream bank restoration project, which is one of our MS4 projects. The grant agreement was just recently finalized. So now that the grant agreement is finalized with the township, our office is prepared to add this project to our list of work and start designing this project if the board would like us to proceed. So that's the agenda item, requesting authorization to move ahead with the project that we received grant money for.
Make the motion, authorize action, proceed with the road.
So, Larry made the motion, John second, all in favor? Aye. D, approve to advertise for a public hearing on the noise ordinance. Any motion?
I'll second.
This is Suzanne, made the motion, Larry second. All in favor?
Aye.
We voted to advertise that back in February. We haven't done it yet. Yeah, we have to set the date for the DESS ordinance hearing. We already voted to advertise, but we have to set a date so that we can do that. So, would you feel it'll be a longer one, or do you think
Fast
it'll be
ordinance?
before?
I think the noise ordinance should be short, so should the best as well. I'd say half hour.
So we think? Half hour each for the,
I'm just saying,
I got some questions for the noise one, I'll be honest with you.
alright, so let's put 45 minutes. So our meeting starts at 6:30 normally, correct? So do you wanna start this at 5:30 then? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, it's up to you.
I'm saying either way, we've never set a date, we did vote to spend the money to advertise it, but we haven't never set the date.
Yeah, I mean, next meeting's the end of July. So, as part of that process, we can do the noise ordinance the best one's at 5:30, we did noise ordinance at 6 o'clock. Is that sound suitable to everybody?
That sounds suitable for everybody?
Awesome.
Perfect, Larry said. Day of the meeting.
4th of July, day, 4th of July. Fourth, that would be 23rd. July is 5 Wednesday, so the 23rd. So July 23rd, 5:30, 6 o'clock. That sounds suitable, everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, 5:30 for the DESS, 6 o'clock for the noise. We don't have anything.
You already know.
Okay, approval and discussion for the revision of the Haddon Village Storm Sewer, Carmazzi Homes, sinkhole.
Yeah, so, I received a request from Scarmazzi Homes, Joe Cassidy. I forwarded it to Janet, and I hope it's made it into your board packets tonight. There's a letter here from Scarmazzi, and this little sketch drawing here. Scarmazzi is proposing to reconfigure a small portion of its storm sewer system that was approved by the township. They want to add 2 inlets and redirect the flow of water towards their stormwater pond. I think it's a good change. I think it's an improvement to the drainage up there. But the developer's agreement states that if there's any proposed change to the approved plans, it needs to be approved here by the Board of Supervisors. So it's a procedural item here. Scarmazzi's asking to change their drainage. I think it benefits the township roadway and the township runoff situation up at the corner, the intersection of Village Drive and the name of the road that wraps around.
You said improvement, will
Yeah.
it resolve the problem?
It will. Yes.
There's some people, we got some correspondence from people
So
getting
you
flooded
want, I
out.
think, so
That's
that's.
gonna happen.
So right now, when you drive up Hidden Hollow Road, you turn right into the plan and you keep going all the way down to the end of the road. Before you make the left to continue around, the water from in that area just goes kind of
Down to the
straight down the roadway and then eventually down over that real steep hill.
Straight down to me.
What they're proposing to do is install 2 new storm sewer inlets at either edge of the roadway there, so that water coming down off that road has a place to get caught in an inlet and then pipes back to the stormwater pond to be managed.
So it'll solve the problem.
It will solve the problem in that specific location, yes, it will.
What about the other issues we had about the bend and then didn't they have a sinkhole or something up there?
Yeah, so, I did notify Scarmazy Homes of the sinkhole. They stated that they're planning to pave phase 2, this August, and they'll address the sinkhole issue when their paver's there. And regarding the bend in the road and the big fall off, I think we need to schedule with the PennDOT municipal services rep to look at what options we have.
John,
Who's paying the
I think it's a good idea.
That's where those two matters stand.
So, all right. So looking at this document, this is our solution, these 2 documents, or what? I read the letter of June 18th.
Yeah.
Would like to propose the following solution to the Board of Supervisors. So, the following solution, are these drawings, or what?
They have a red line drawing there, yes, of their proposed change.
Mine doesn't have any red lines on it,
It's black and white.
black and white.
Sorry.
It's okay, no. So the cost for the modification to the drawings is how much cost?
I'm not sure of that.
So
Their
they're-
engineer prepared it.
So they're gonna pay, so basically they're asking us to approve this solution at their sole expense.
That's correct. Pursuant to paragraph, whatever, I think it's 14 of their developer's agreement, if they're gonna change the approved plans, they need to receive approval from the Board of Supervisors.
Correct, because I just have that issue somewhere else right now.
So they're asking to tweak their storm sewer layout. I think it's an improvement to the neighborhood. I think it betters the township in terms of the drainage
The
pattern.
reason for the legal question is, I just asked them that this affects me because it's been flooding me out for years. And I needed to know if I needed to abstain because I can't spend taxpayer money to solve the problem that I have. So that's why he's asking me, is there any taxpayer money involved in it?
So basically, if the board makes a motion to approve the modification to the plan as recommended by, okay, I'll dictate. A motion to approve the proposal of Scarmazy dated on or about June 18th, 2025, as to the stormwater issue as set forth in said letter and drawings, and to approve the modification of the agreement at no additional expense / cost to the township.
I got that.
So is there a motion to that effect?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Miracle.
I would like to second. All in favor?
Aye.
And you're abstaining,
I'm abstaining.
so you have to fill out that form also. Note that for the record. All right, what's next on the agenda?
Approved payment to PCSA for the Phillyville Ramus Storage Project in the amount of $5,888.86 using ARPA funds. So this was, the cost of waterways, right of entries, I did call Tony Gosbeck this week because that ARPA funds has to be used up by the end of this year. And I urged her to get, the PCSA board to move on the Burns Lake property takeover because we're paying that out of the ARPA funds too, and we have to do that soon. So, any motion to pay that amount to?
I'll make the motion for second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approve the MPDS annual permit fee of $2,500. I'll make a motion to approve that.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Vacate the paper alley formerly known as Bridgedale Street. I'm gonna leave that on the table. Susie Graham doesn't want to. No, she needs a highway occupancy permit for 837. If she closes this, she has no income. So it's staying tabled. Resolution for the tax collector waiver.
Ms. Spear, have you seen the resolution?
No, no one's provided it to me.
All right, why don't we just table that? I'd rather have the tax clerk take a look at the resolution. Yes.
Yeah.
So why don't you make a motion, make
I'll
sure
make
she
a motion to table that then.
and can the administration make sure she gets a copy of that?
I'll leave it right here on the table for you. So I made a motion to table that. Okay, Carl made the motion, I second. All in favor? Aye.
Ms. Spear, if you have any questions or comments after you take a look, please give me a call.
Approve a one-time bonus to employee David Tubio.
Yeah, we come to an understanding, I don't think we have an understanding.
We do, we don't have, no one's said anything from that, but I don't know.
So, if you wanna do something like that,
I don't know where it is.
Done?
I'm looking.
alright. So let me, one second. This is the agenda or something? Maybe it's like- That's what you gave me.
It was Friday, it was Friday, and I sent another one.
Alright, so this is K, this is item K. Alright. A motion to approve an MO, a memorandum of understanding concerning a bonus to an employee in the amount, to employ in the amount of what?
So anyone wanna make a motion on what the amount is?
Right.
I'll make a motion for 3.
What's the bonus for?
Not right now.
The public wants to know.
Me, it's, one second.
This is our money, public wants to know.
Is there an amount? Okay.
Let me just give a bonus.
1 second.
What's the rest of the meeting?
Not, Carl wants a second.
Oh, sure.
I kind of did in between numbers from 1 to 2 parties and another.
Alright, so that's the motion. Now, question, comments, from board supervisor.
Can't hear you. This is discussion. Are we discussing?
One second, you can get it after we get through this section, then you get a chance after.
She's asking how much we're going, she's having trouble knowing what she can say.
Let's do this, let's go and take a quick executive session.
Okay.
Motion for executive
We
personnel.
still don't have a key to this one.
Alright, motion to get executive for personnel purposes.
Okay, I make the motion to go into executive session. Second? Anyone?
Good idea.
Second? Anyone?
Take a second.
And is it all in favor? Aye.
Yeah, because I haven't been able to come, and I know that.